When I was attending one of the training sessions here at the Judgment Index, I offered a thought that I've been using for some 27 years in consulting and training, dealing with CEO and C-level people trying to get to a yes. You've heard the objection, it's not in our budget. You focus on that a lot of times for objections. Let me share a thought with you that might be helpful to you in positioning the Judgment Index into a company. Imagine, if you will, a vertical and a horizontal. At the top, we put the word budget. A budget is a system that will make you set priorities whether you want to or not. One of the benefits of a budget, it makes you align the organizational needs and priorities. So let's assume, we'll just pick a number, that the budget could be, say, $100,000, could be any amount, could be $100 million. The reason that money is allocated, set aside, is to create value for the company and in turn the customer. Now, of all the things that have to do with that money, something will bubble up to the top as the number one priority, the most important, the most critical thing, and that will always be listed as number one, and generally that's easy to define. Let's imagine it's an $8,000 line item. It might not be the most expensive, but it's the most important. They only get $8,000. That's what they're going to spend on. Now, everything else is competing for $92,000. So you do the same process. Number two bubbles up to the top. The number two priority, let's assume it's a $2,000 line item. Everything now competes for $90,000. You keep doing that until this column goes to double zeros. This is called the funded line. That is the first unfunded item because it wasn't quite as important as that. Now, what's more important, this or this? Easy question. When we approach a company and they say, how much is it going to cost? We'll say $10,000. Many times they say, that's not in our budget. Now, let me caution you. What I'm going to share with you, you have to present that to the person at the C-level who has the budget. That's a tool for them to create value. If you're down too low in the organization, the budget has them. So you're at the discretionary level. So now, here's the way you do this by asking questions and guiding their thinking. You say $10,000. You focus them up $10,000 on the dollar side and let them tell you or them realize what the value equation is for that $10,000. Now, you compete this value against the value of the impact of the Judgment Index, or in my case, Management Development Training. Now, as soon as they realize that this is paint the restrooms or something that's relatively low priority, they'll look at the value equation, they'll invariably say, well, let's get started. If you let them worry about this, they will mentally compare this with something of a greater priority, but you've got to drive them to the lowest level above the funded line of equal dollar amount. In my Air Force career, I used to run test programs, long, extended, multi-million-dollar test programs, year long. The government would sometimes call and say, what would happen to your program if we gave you a 10% program cut now? You have 5 days to produce an impact statement of that cut on your program. I could literally say, hold the phone. I would say, tell me the amount. I can go up 10% in dollars, come over here, and that's the value equation. We're going to take care of this stuff, but this isn't going to get done. That's simple. A little fallout money float through the Air Force. They call you on the phone from the Pentagon and say, Land, what would you do if we gave you $50,000? Send us an impact statement. I'd say, hold the phone. I'd come down here to $50,000 and say, that's the value equation. I'd often tell them, if you have somebody, program manager, project manager like myself, and give you a better value equation, give them the money, I usually got the money, get it off their work list. Now, when you take the value impact, the value equation of the Judgment Index, and you're competing with the lowest funded item above the funded line of that amount, you'll find many times they'll just simply say, that makes sense. Wish you luck. Thank you much.